Hey, this is Phil from Race City Retro, and I cannot believe the response my first model car video has received. Man, you guys have been incredible. All the emails, all the messages, all the cool stories about building models in the 70s that you guys sent to us. Man, I said, I got to do the next one. We got to get these cool old catalogs out there, taking you back to the glory days of modeling when your biggest stress in life was standing in that gigantic aisle looking at all those models and having to pick just one to buy that week. You know, as a kid, that's it. If you get one a week, you're lucky. As an adult, you can go in and whip out the plastic and buy 10 of them at a time. But that was your biggest stress in life back then. Which one am I going to pick this week? Well, this video is going to be something that's the same as the last one, but different because it's a different brand. Today we're going to do this catalog here, AMT 1978. I have this catalog. It's in mint condition. We're going to go over all the kits AMT was offering in 1978, just like the first video I did with MPC. And after this one, I've got two more on the way. I've got 70s Revell, and I've got 70s Monogram coming. Now, what I like to do with these, I'm a car guy, so I'm just doing car stuff and vans, because custom vans were very hot in the 70s. But what I may do, this kit has a ton of cool trucks in it, so I may do a separate video with just the truck stuff for the guys who build model trucks. And by trucks, I mean dump trucks, a lot of the reefer trucks, tractor trailer cabs, all the different brands, all the different, beer trucks. And there's a lot of good stuff in this one, but I don't want to make this video too long, so we're just going to stick to the car stuff. I'm going to show you all the cool car kits that AMT was offering in 1978. Please do me a favor. It helps me out. It takes a lot of time to make these videos. Just subscribe and like it. If you do a like and a subscribe, that helps me out greatly, and it helps you out because that tells YouTube, hey, this guy likes model car stuff, so they're going to keep feeding you model car stuff. So sit back and enjoy and take a look at my catalog review of AMT cars 1978. Okay, let's start it off with this beautiful cover art, AMT Hobby Kits for 1978. Planes, vans, racers, trucks, customs. Lots of nice builds on the cover, not just hand-drawn artwork. But one thing I do notice that's strange, all of the models on the cover have been dulled out. I guess they didn't want any type of reflection or shine on it, but good-looking cover. Okay, first page in up top shows the Budweiser Clydesdale 8-horse hitch. I remember those. It was a big, long box you'd see in the stores. And basically, the beginning of this catalog is all the new releases. What's kind of neat is down on the bottom of this page, they show you when all of these new releases I'm about to show you are coming out. So you got the exact month when these are supposed to be released. And that's a cool Budweiser 23T delivery van, 1/25th scale. Pretty neat. Okay, on to the next page. Farah's Foxy Vet. That car, I remember that car being on the cover, I believe it was, of Popular Hot Rodding magazine. Farah was a big deal. It was built by George Barris, but it looks like it's just all the common Corvette mods of the day. Those wide-body kits were everywhere. I think Greenwood Corvette made those kits. Side pipes were typical. Those wheels were typical. So it was everything you saw going on with Corvettes. They just put Farah's name on it. Did you build a Farah Foxy Vet? Be honest, man. I know you had Farah's poster. Tell me you built the Foxy Vet. All right, they're calling these the 1/25th scale supercars? Maybe. VW Rabbit. That's just like a bone stock build. Then that Plymouth Rocker, which has been around forever. I did build that kit when it was brand new, and I built it in that same green. It looked really good. 340 V8 power, Fenton mag wheels, fat Goodyear tires. The Macho Mustang. That kit, I do not remember it when it came out, but I think I might have had a later version of that kit. I think they brought it back a couple times, AMT did. But pretty cool page. We're off to a good start here. Oh, this page I love. Starting off with the Monza SS wide body. And it's funny because I just did the MPC catalog review, and they have almost the identical kit. So that just goes to show you how popular these wide-body Monzas were in the day. That's probably why there's none of them left today if you go to find a real one. And then we go on to that chopped Studebaker with the twin superchargers through the hood. That kit's been around for a while, but I think that is the newest version of it. They're calling it new, but if I'm not mistaken, that kit has been around since the 60s. Then underneath, you have the 37 Chevy Coupe Salt Shaker, another great kit. I believe that's been reissued recently as well. I did build that kit, and I love that kit. Okay, vans and pickups, and we're starting off right with Kiss. 1978, Kiss was already hot as can be. It says, fantastic custom Chevy van inspired by today's hottest fantasy rock superstars. Pretty cool. Then underneath that, the Ford Courier minivan, which I believe that's been reissued. And then on the bottom, the High Stepper F-Series 53 Ford pickup truck. That's a neat kit. And if you look at the front tires, they look as big as the backs. So it looks like AMT was into the wide tire all around. But I love that Kiss van. That is too cool. Okay, like I said in the beginning of this video, I'm not going to do trucks because there's a lot of trucks in this book. I just wanted to give you a little teaser here. Check out, this is just one page, I guess, of their upcoming new releases. Lots of good stuff. And what's really unusual, if you look at the Coors Big Rig set, Coors Beer on the bottom, it's got a little footnote. It says, not for sale or resale in Virginia. Somebody has to explain that to me. So you cannot sell a model truck with the word Coors on it because of Coors Beer, or resell in Virginia. You're not selling the beer, you're selling the model truck. I don't know. Maybe someone could put in the comments what that's all about in 1978. It's got a little, I guess, Smokey and the Bandit vibe to it. Okay, the last of the new releases in cars they're talking about is the 1/16 scale T-Birds, Ford Thunderbirds. They're showing a 55 and a 57. I know you can get the 57 today. That's been re-released, but I do not believe you can get the 55. You would have to get a vintage version of that kit. That's it for the new releases. Now here's all the current 1978 kits for AMT, and they're starting it off with the 1/16 scale Chevy Classics, which these kits I love. As a kid, that was the first big model I built outside of 124th and 125th. I built the 55 Chevy convertible. Now, I know some of these are reissued, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the only two you can't get nowadays are the 57 Chevy hardtop and the 57 Nomad. I know I've seen the 55 Nomad, the 55 hardtop, the 55 convertible, and the 57 convertible. If anyone can answer that question for me, can you get the 57 hardtop and the 57 Nomad once again in the 1/16 scale AMT, or do I have to just look for an old one? If you could put that down below in the comments, that would be great. Now back to 1/25th scale pickups and vans they're starting off with, which the 65 El Camino, I know that's back. That's a great kit. I built that then. I built it recently. The GMC Stepside, the Custom Falcon Ranchero, 40 Willys pickup, the Fantasy Custom Camper, the Boondocker Chevy Blazer, and the 34 Ford pickup is their pickup and van lineup, but that's only page one. There's a lot more pickup and vans to come. Okay, next page of pickups and vans, and there's a couple strange ones on here. I don't remember. Maybe you do. Maybe you could help me out with these. The first one, this stake pickup, I don't remember that kit. 34 Ford pickup truck with a stake back on it and dual rear wheels. That's pretty strange. Do you remember that kit? Then you get into all these versions of like the Ford pickup trucks with the 70s graphics. I know they did a few of them on this page. The 53 Ford, the 23T, which is probably another version of the Budweiser truck in the beginning. And then look at this tough truck Ford pickup. Looks like a dually with dual rear wheels. I don't ever remember that kit. If anyone's seen that kit before, please put it in the comments.
The 40 Ford sedan delivery, yes, I remember that. They made a bunch of different versions of it. And then this lunchbox 33 Willys panel, I don't remember that one either, unless that was the one that became, I don't know what they were calling it. It was yellow, maybe in a later version. I think that might be the same kit. The Star Truck Ford pickup, I do remember I built that kit. I have the box still for it. And the Candy Van, I do remember that kit. I think that kit has been reissued rather recently. But let me know about those couple strange ones, the Stake Bed and the Dually Ford pickup truck. Let me know if you guys have seen any of them. Okay, what else would you show to celebrate the 70s but custom vans? And man, AMT has got a full page of them here. Fords, Chevys, and what's weird though, they don't do Dodge. Now, when I did the video on the MPC catalog, they have a few Dodge versions of custom vans that they were making, but check these out, man. There's all kinds of these vans, and some of these have been reissued. I built some of these back in the day, and I've built some of them recently with the reissues, but it just goes to show you how popular vans were in the real world, that AMT was willing to put so much attention into offering so many different custom van models. Pretty cool, but in 1978, it was just a sign of the times. Now, this next page gets really bizarre. This is what they're calling their custom cars of 1978. And I can remember, even as a kid, I didn't build any of these kits because the box art was very gloomy and just very strange and bizarre. And when you look at these drawings, to me, these cars look more like 60s customs than 70s customs. They have a very 60s show car look to them. I mean, the Mustang 2, the wide body, that's pretty cool. I don't remember seeing that one, though, which is weird. I remember the Gremlin and the Capri. I remember the AMT, too, and the Pacer, of course. That one was everywhere. And then this T-top Camaro with what looks like Trans Am birds on the B-pillars, the hood. Is that a real GM package? I don't know. I don't remember Chevy ever offering a compatible Camaro with Trans Am type birds on it. It looks like a photo of an actual car. Anybody know what the heck that thing is? Don't know, but like I said, I didn't build any of these kits because as a kid, the box art, it just struck me as very strange. Okay, now this is more like it. They're calling this the Trophy Series. This is more of what cars looked like in the 70s, like hot rods and customs. Things were a little strange in the 70s, but it's just the way things were back then. But they still looked good, the cars. And this is a much better page showing the Cougar kit, the Riviera, which that's been re-released, the Mustang. I believe pretty much all of these. I know that Ford Galaxy just came back. I just bought one of those actually in the Walmart kits that are out this month. The 64 Impala, built that a few times. The 69 Chevelle, love that kit. That's back also. The Corvette. Just the Chevelle convertible. Did that kit come back? I don't remember that then, and I don't remember it recently. I did build the hardtop, though. Okay, this is another great page of their trophy series. And the AMT Trophy Series actually goes back to the 50s. That's a name they used to use on their kits. I built everything on this page except for the Mercury hardtop, which I don't remember it then. I don't know. Has anyone else ever seen that 66 Mercury? But I did build the Galaxy, the Bonneville, the 57 Chevy kit. I built it 1,000 times. The 56 Ford, 57 Ford, 58 Impala, great kit. I cut one of those into a convertible to do a 58 Impala convert, and the 66 T-Bird. A lot of these kits, maybe like a year or so after this, came back as the George Barris Cruisin' USA stuff, which is where they started with these kits and then added all the Cruisin' USA custom items. Okay, another page of the Trophy Series kits, and this is another great, great page. I love all these kits. I've had them all. And most all of these kits, I believe, are currently reissued now. That 55 Corvette kit, they even kept the same box art with that kit. But you've seen a couple of versions of these kits over the years. They're easy to build, great kits. with great, great accessories. And that's why I love them all. I've had them all. I don't think I had the 37 Chevy Convert, but I had the coupe. I didn't build the stock 53 Corvette, but I built the 55 Corvette, and I have a few of those brand new, still unopened, the new reissues of them, and same box art, which I love when they do that. 40 Willys Coupe, natural, love that thing, gasser. 50 Ford Convertible, there's been several versions of that. The 55 Nomad just came back, also reissued, and the 32 Ford Roadster as well. This is another great page. This next page, once again, a lot more awesome kits, very familiar stuff. Most all of it's been reissued. The AMT 34 Ford Coupe, I love that kit. It's probably the best version of a 34 Ford where the roof's not too chopped. I know the Revell and the Monogram, they're really chopped. That 34 kit's excellent. The 32, the Plymouth, the Thomas Flyer, I do not remember that kit. It probably was something I had no interest in as a kid. The Chevy Bel Airs and the Fleetline convertible, the Corvette. And then the bottom of this page, there's something really weird there. It says the Graveyard Ghoul Duo, which if you look at it, we all see it. That's Dragula and the Munsters Coach. So I'm assuming that AMT at the time didn't want to pay licensing to the Munsters, but they owned the model kits, so they probably just figured, hey, we could just rename it and put it out as the Graveyard Ghoul Duo because we own the the molds for the models. But that's pretty weird. Does anybody remember that? The Graveyard Ghoul Duo? Never seen that kit. I would love to see what the box art looked like from 1978. Next page shows us some really, really cool race car stuff. Mustang funny car, Pinto funny car, Pontiac Astri funny car, Monzas, the Peanut One, that was built after Jimmy Carter. And a little piece of trivia, maybe somebody knows. He's probably got to be the only president that's had a model car built after him. I don't think anyone else ever has. Then the Old Pro Nova. Who hasn't built the Old Pro Nova? That kit is still around to today. I don't think it ever went away. The box art's exactly the same. I love this Ford Pinto Mercury Bobcat Funny Car Duo. Never saw that box. Never saw those kits. And then you got the Red Alert. That kit I love. Built it back then. Tried to find another one. They also had that kit where you got a car carrier with it as well. I think one of them is supposed to be coming back. And the 35 Chevy Modified. Continuing on the next page with the racers. This is kind of neat. These are the Chrysler kit cars. These were real cars you can go to the Dodge dealer and buy. It was a body in white with a chassis roller that you could build into like a street stock to compete in small track racing. And this is AMT's model versions of these, starting with Petty's Dodge Dart, Cushman's Duster. You also had a Dart Sport. You had a Plymouth Valiant Scamp. Really nice stuff. And I believe all four of these kits are back currently, or they were just back recently. And under that, you have the 143 scale, the Junior Collector Series. Those were the small kits. And I believe those are all snaps, but I may be wrong. I remember the 57 Chevy one, but I don't remember many of the other ones as far as a 48 Ford Club Coupe and 143rd. But it's possible. These may have just been small-scale glue kits because it doesn't say snap anywhere on it. But that's some pretty cool stuff. Anybody ever build any of the 143 scale stuff? And can you tell me in the comments, was it a glue kit or was it a snap kit?
So what did you guys think? Was that some cool stuff or what? Did that take you back to the good old glory days of modeling? Man, there were some kits that I built back then that they've reissued now, but there's those few strange ones. I'm sure that, you saw some kits you never saw before. I saw some kits I never saw before. I don't know if those did not get made, produced, or it was regional. We talked about that in the first video with the MPC kits. Guys, I cannot thank you enough for watching this video, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate all the cool comments and the emails and the thank yous. While you're here, be sure to support the channel. Check out our web store. We've got over 1,000 automotive related items on our web store at racecityretro.com. Just give us a subscribe would be great, because I've got a lot more model car content coming up. I'm building models since I'm 7 years old. I've never stopped. So I'm going to show some cool stuff. We're going to get into some builds. We're going to get into some kit reviews, both new kits, old kits, everything in between. Thank you so much for coming along today on the ride. Take care, get out to that model table and build something cool.